I was taught, many of us were taught, that empires was something that other countries did, not Americans. There was the Roman Empire, the Mongol Empire, the Spanish Empire, the British Empire. Then there was that most vicious, most deadly, most relentless, most threatening, most brutal, most power-hungry of all, the Soviet Empire, which just collapsed when 100,000 people marched in Moscow and such. But there was no American empire. In the sixth grade, I remember Grace A. Myers, my sixth grade teacher, telling us that America is the only country that doesn't have colonies. We have possessions. And these possessions, and there was Alaska, Hawaii, Guam, Puerto Rico, a number of others, and these possessions are known as territories. So we had territories, but we didn't have colonies. Well, what's in a name, Miss Myers? Well, and the denial of American empire was made easier by the innovation, mostly by Americans, of neo-colonialism or neo-imperialism. Almost a half a century before the British thought of doing it in India, the Americans did it in the Sandwich Islands, better known to us as Hawaii, and then later on in 1903 in Cuba. They went to the Cubans and they said, well, look, we stole you fair and square from the Spaniards, but it doesn't look good. You know, we're a republic and a democracy. It doesn't look good having colonies. So we're going to give you your independencia, you know. And you're going to have your own president. You could have your own currency. You could put anybody you want on your money. It doesn't have to be George Washington or anything. We're flex, you know. You could have your own flag. It's going to be red, white, and blue. But you get only one star because you're just a little island, you know. So you're independent. And all we do is we meaning certain very elite ruling corporate interests in America, we will own your sugar and tobacco and mining interests, and we will control all your imports and exports and all your relations with third nations. But you're independent. And that's where you give the country, you know, the husk of it, and maybe even a little some of the substance. You have your own Guardia Civile, your own the army, you know, to crack down on people if they get out of line, and if you can't hold them in line, we'll bring the Marines in to help you, and that'd be right in your Constitution where we can do that to help you, because we're thinking of you and we want to help you. Sort of the way George Bush wants to help the Iraqis today. It's all that giving, isn't it? This is so touching, giving thing.